Sometimes to give an adjective or an adverb a stronger meaning or a more intense meaning, we use very before them. You know what? Just for the sake of this video, let's call these words very words. So if you replace these so-called very words with their less used alternatives, you will not only appear more fluent, but you can also turn a conversation into a not so boring one. So today in this video we will talk about 10 such pairs of very words and their more convincing or more appropriate alternatives. I think you might already know some of these, but somehow we don't really use these while speaking or writing. So the first example is very happy. Instead of saying very happy, you can also say you are ecstatic. There are other words as well like elated, overjoyed or jubilant, but somehow we very rarely use these in conversations. Let's take an example. We were ecstatic, but at the same time increasingly nervous to meet him. We were ecstatic, but at the same time increasingly nervous to meet him. Or, he was ecstatic when he heard the news. He was ecstatic when he heard the news. The second example is very sad. Now, when you are very sad, you can also say that you are morose. There are other words as well like despondent, gloomy, sorrowful or dismal, but let's take an example. For example, he didn't grieve but became morose after the incident. He didn't grieve but became morose after the incident. Or, from his words, I could say he was morose. From his words, I could say he was morose. The third example of very words is very sure. Now, when you are very sure, you can also say that you are certain. For example, we have to be certain to make this deal. We have to be certain to make this deal. Or, at a certain point you will have enough and you won't need any more. At a certain point you will have enough and you won't need any more. By the way, we are talking about money here. The next very word is very pretty. Now, when something is very pretty, you can also say that it's beautiful, it's magnificent or elegant or gorgeous. For example, she looked beautiful in the black dress. She looked beautiful in the black dress. Or you can also say, I found a beautiful art piece in the store yesterday. I found a beautiful art piece in the store yesterday. The next very word is very large. You can also use words like huge, enormous, ginormous, colossal or monstrous. For example, I didn't realize how huge the ship was until I got close to it. I didn't realize how huge the ship was until I got close to it. Or you can also say, this doorway leads to a huge family room. This doorway leads to a huge family room. The next very word is very tasty. You can also say that it is delicious, scrumptious, appetizing or mouth-watering or delectable. For example, the hotel housed a scrumptious buffet. The hotel housed a scrumptious buffet. Or, they had all sorts of scrumptious desserts. They had all sorts of scrumptious desserts. The next very word is very old, which you can also describe as ancient or olden. For example, the book looked ancient, so we had to open it carefully. The book looked ancient, so we had to open it carefully. Or, some people still have ancient beliefs. Some people still have ancient beliefs. Another such very word is very slow. Now, when something is very slow, you can say it's sluggish or slothful or dull or indolent. For example, her sluggish attitude is the root of all her problems. Her sluggish attitude is the root of all her problems. Or, their sluggish responsiveness aided us to come up with a better strategy. Their sluggish responsiveness aided us to come up with a better strategy. The next very word is very accurate. Now, when something is very accurate, you can say that it's exact or it's precise. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't think very accurate is grammatically correct, because accurate itself refers to something that is absolutely correct or precise. Anyway, let's take an example. They need the exact location to deliver it. They need the exact location to deliver it. Or, all I can say is you are close but not precise. All I can say is you are close but not precise. The last very word for today's video is very cute. Now when something is very cute, you can say that it's adorable. For example, he looked adorable in the thick coat. He looked adorable in the thick coat. Or she looked adorable even when upset. She looked adorable even when upset. So that's it for today, guys. In this video we talked about 10 very words and their more convincing, or rather more appropriate alternatives. Now I think you might already know most of these words, and that is why I tried to provide you with not just one but a few more alternatives so you can have an expanded vocabulary. So if you found this video useful, then give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.